evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to a sold-out Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Our main event should be a good one tonight. 10 rounds, welterweights going at it between Sugar Shane Mosley and the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Shane Mosley's making his way to the ring with a determined giddy-up in his step. Oscar De La Hoya's making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Sugar Shane Mosley. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, Oscar De La Hoya.
We went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up.
Round number one is now underway. All the talk is done. It is simply time to fight. How do you define consistency when you describe the fact that among this matchup you're looking for guys to be more consistent? Which guy's going to be more consistent? How do you define that?
Just in one area. When they get inside, for example, Joe, every once in a while somebody takes a little bit of a break. Yeah, there's working, but all of a sudden one guy's arm goes behind the other guy. I'm looking to see who keeps both hands free.
Able to defend and then go on the offensive.
Keep the head moving. Body shot. Keep moving.
Oh, very nice. Smart counter punch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
De La Hoya's corner will really need to get after that swelling. Gets rid of that effort. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Sugar Shane Mosley's now got to deal with swelling. Couldn't hit the elusive target with that straight right. Final 10 seconds. Parries that punch away. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Keep that up. Keep moving.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Let this one and thrust. Just right, just a little. Okay, beautiful. Nice.
Here we go. Round two is underway. Fine fundamentals, good counter punch. And there he counters back against his opponent. Good looking counter punch. I remember sitting ringside in 1997 when Shane Mosley was able to defeat Philip Holliday and claim his first lightweight world title. Teddy, many said, boy, he could be a lightweight champ that reigned for years. He was a supreme lightweight, then he went up in weight.
Yeah, he did, and that's what winds up happening. You know, in the old days, It happens sometimes because they couldn't keep their weight anymore. They moved up. But nowadays, it happens in search of more money because there's nobody at the lightweights. You move up looking for the big money fights.
Mosley able to block that punch. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. Oscar De La Hoya is fully committed to utilizing the jab, and I think it's working out well for him early on.
Well, it is. It's kind of like, you know, sending static out there. You want to scramble somebody's radio signal. You know, that's what the jab does. It scrambles your radio signal, or at least in boxing terms, it throws the other guy's rhythm off.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. Wow! Oscar De La Hoya's legs look shaky. He was hurt. So the round comes to its conclusion, and it's a round in which our man here, as he heads back, was really tagged pretty solid. So if you're the trainer in the corner, what's your approach?
Well, you know, that's a great question. My approach is that I have to remind him that he's on common ground. He's probably going to think he's in a place where he's never been before, but I'm going to remind him, hey, remember you got hurt in the gym? And then give him something to correct the problem. You know, tell him some technical things that he needs to hear.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
De La Hoya's vision is being compromised here. That swelling around the eye is worsening as the fight continues.
Well, right now, he has to use every advantage he can. You're right. He's at a disadvantage. So now he has to position himself in the ring, every inch of that ring, where he keeps his opponent in a place where he can't throw punches towards the bad eye, where he positions himself where the good eye is always in a place where it could be used.
Sugar Shane Mosley's eye, to me, is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be, too. They got to be thinking about, if it gets to the point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to do. Stop this fight.
Teddy, why is it in boxing that there are so many distinctive styles that are defined by geography or culture or ethnicity, where we have a Mexican-styled fighter, an Eastern European, upright fighter, an American-styled fighter? Why is that?
Because you are influenced by your surroundings, by the temperament of the people in your surroundings. Aggressive people, aggressive style. Very thoughtful people, people that are very cerebral, well, you're going to have a defensive style. You're going to have a very careful style. It's going to fit right in.
So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
End of this round. Joe and Teddy sitting ringside with you. It gives us time to reflect on the bigger picture of boxing. You know, it was interesting. We had a fan walk up to you earlier today and say, "Yeah, I know you learned everything from the legendary Cus D'Amato, the great trainer." And he said to you, what's the one thing you took away from all your years with Cus? What did you say to him?
Well, it wasn't a paycheck, I'll tell you that much, because Cus didn't believe in paying you for that. He said, you're going to college, you're getting a valuable education, and you're not even being forced to pay a tuition. So I understood that. We worked 7 days a week, so there was no union. Cus believed in working on Sundays, so you couldn't go complain and say I'm being overworked. But I think, seriously, that the most important thing that I learned, of course, that from a technical standpoint, you have to be really secure in those areas.
There it is! Oscar De La Hoya's hurt by that.
No holding.
He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own.
Up and down, side to side.
Targets a counter overhand right. It is unbelievable to sit back and just watch what these guys are willing to give and to take. Wow, what a fight so far.
Well, give and take, that's the key word. Sometimes you're forced to become great. And right now, each one of them are forcing the other to go to great places.
Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go.
Keep it going.
Takes one, but gets one. Good work by Oscar De La Hoya. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. Ten seconds remaining in this round. Nice work with the jab, mixing in the offense and defense. De La Hoya on the outside is like a dream. The end of the round has arrived. And now an opportunity for the trainer here to get his hands on his guy. His guy just got tagged pretty good there. And when he looks into his eyes, what is he looking for?
Well, first of all, he's looking to see whether or not his guy is still there. You know, he got stunned pretty good. And then what he has to do is make sure his guy's listening to him and telling him, hey, look, you got caught. You've been caught before. This is the way we can fix it. This is what you got to do to correct things.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Shane Mosley from Pomona, California, and his career aligns and parallels with another Southern California fighter, and that, of course, is Oscar De La Hoya. So even though Shane has been one of the best of his generation, just a little bit in the shadow of a fellow Southern California fighter.
Yes, that's true. I mean, he has the name Sugar Shane Mosley, but he has a fighter who was a terrific amateur just like him, even a better amateur. He won gold medal in the Olympics and has a name that can catch up to Sugar Shane. And of course, that's the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Of course, Shane Mosley is the only boxer who has beaten Oscar De La Hoya 2 times in his career.
Yeah, well, he can match up real well. He's just as fast as De La Hoya, maybe even faster than De La Hoya, but a little stronger, a little bit more physical than De La Hoya.
Sugar Shane Mosley's got those earmuffs on, and he's got his hands tight against his body. But Teddy, still, some things are getting through.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like driving a car, Joe, you know, and the weather's a little bad, and you say, I want to be safe here, I'm going to stop the car. You don't stop and park the car in the middle of the highway where cars are coming. I mean, he stopped right there in the middle of the highway. Cars are coming. You know, pull off somewhere. You know, get the heck out of there. Find the right parking spot.
And a sharp counterpunch by Mosley. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Decide, listen to me.
Here we are getting ready for the second half of this fight as we've reached the 6th round. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
For much of his career, Shane Mosley has been trained by his father.
And that can be tumultuous. That can be a double-edged sword. You have a lot of guys that are successful, and then what is really success? Is it having a relationship afterwards? Because sometimes the professional part erodes the personal part.
How about a return to sender with the left hand? What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. Oscar De La Hoya is doing really well on the outside. Lands the counter. 60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. Mosley able to block that punch. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Last 10 seconds. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Almost done. You had in that round. You're in control. Next round, let's keep busy. Breathe in. Take a deep breath. Great job that round. You're doing
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking, and that's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down, is to have a great resolve and to be able to chip away. He's chipping.
A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Good counter punch. Shane Mosley's treating the word slip like it truly is a four-letter word.
Yeah, he is. He needs to. He's slipping all right. He's slipping over the other guy's left.
Oh, and there you go. Shane Mosley's legs look shaky. He was hurt.
still not moving enough. Move!
Good-looking right hand after he got hit. At the halfway point of round 7. Gets rid of that effort. Gets rid of that body shot. He scored well after being hit himself. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. The tactical game paying off. You can see the counter punch.
Yeah, you see the counter punch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go because when he misses, bang, he gets caught.
Coming towards the end of the 7th round, 10 seconds to go. So the end of the round. And now a chance to put the pieces back together. He got stunned in that last round.
Yeah, well, he has to get those birds out of his head right now. You know, open that cage up and let them fly out there. And the best way to do that is find out why he got stunned. What did he get hit with?
There ain't a way to catch it. Got that? It's gonna happen. You're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch it. Let's get on that swelling, the compress on that.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. Frustrating his opponent with great defense.
You're not focusing. Keep moving, baby. Come on.
They trade shots. He comes back with a right hand. Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. Oscar De La Hoya's jab on the outside. That has really been the difference maker here, hasn't it, Teddy?
Yes, it has. But the most important thing is, you know, everybody says, hey, just use your jab, you control the outside. Hey, jab's a great weapon, but it can be very dangerous. You throw it from a little too close, you could get countered with that right hand. He's throwing it at the perfect distance, getting full extension on that punch.
Job to land that counter punch and getting away from one of his own by Mosley. Shane Mosley's dealing with the aftermath of being rocked, but yet he hasn't changed anything. He's still sticking with that style.
Well, that means panic is...
Oh! Oscar De La Hoya's in a bad place right now. He was tagged. Shane Mosley's mounting a comeback here, Teddy. Things were going against him. Now the tide has turned.
Good things come to those who wait, or those who persevere. He persevered, good things are happening.
What a good war this has been. What a good, solid fight it's been. The kind of fight that tells me somebody wants to get rid of the other guy.
It almost looks like they made a deal where neither one could win by decision, where if they didn't win by knockout, it doesn't count.
Certainly don't stand in front of him. Jab your way, okay? Whatever you do, don't that jab.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. De La Hoya's eye is nearly swollen shut here, Teddy. This thing gets much worse. He's not going to be able to defend himself properly.
No, it is up to his opponent in his opponent's corner to throw the punches that can take advantage of that. The right hands.
We could see a stoppage here. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Oscar De La Hoya. Sugar Shane Mosley's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
That was not well targeted by Sugar Shane.
You need to keep that head
A minute to go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Very clever move there. A little defense turns to offense. The counter punch by Mosley. Listen, he's still being highly competitive, even though you would have to think, if you're judging this fight at all, that he's way behind. Does that give him hope that still there's a chance that he can score the knockout and get this win?
Yeah, because his attitude is still there. He hasn't given up on himself. And as long as you haven't given up on yourself, you always have a chance where one punch can separate that guy from his consciousness.
De La Hoya's cheek is cut. You can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. So they close out that round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, I know you watch very closely how these trainers go about their business. You were under the tutelage of one of the true legends of the game, the great Customato.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate. Quite honestly, those opportunities, situations probably don't exist anymore because we've lost a lot of those, you know, really great trainers and managers that boxing was their whole life. I spent 7 years with Customato, and they learned the nuts and bolts from a physical, technical point of view of what's important to give to a fighter, but the psychological part, to understand the pressures that a fighter is under, the fears that a fighter deals with. And if you don't understand that, all the other things don't mean anything, because you have to understand how a fighter's feeling to understand why he's behaving or not behaving a certain way.
And there he counters back against his opponent. De La Hoya has shown us that if he pulls this trigger, he's hitting that target. His accuracy is great.
Well, that's part of his ability. You know, I mean, it's not just his hand speed and that he's technically good. You know, he's got a little bit of pop, but he knows when to throw. See, that's important, Joe. Knowing when to let the hands go. He knows exactly what time it is.
That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Oscar De La Hoya. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
He is very much being tested here, even though he's likely up on the scorecards. He's getting a real test here.
Yeah, Joe, a test that will serve him in the future. If he goes on to win this fight, which I think he will, he's going to take what he learned here today, what he gained here today, and it's going to serve him as he moves forward in his career.
That wraps it up. Now, let's send it up to our ring announcer for the decision.
Tonight, the judges have reached a unanimous decision. Your winner, Oscar De La Hoya.
The Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, is your winner by a unanimous decision.
And that was a surprise.